I'll start recording now. All right. As you guys saw as well, if you miss a class for some crazy reason, yeah, or if you don't remember what you need to do or what we're looking at, then in the announcement section of Canvas for our class, I gave you guys the link to the playlist. So just look for period 7 playlist when period 7 video if you ever miss. So what I did was, what I'm doing is I'm labeling like your period and then the date so that you guys know. Okay, questions on that? I think that's super helpful, especially if you can't remember what you were supposed to do. If you go to the very end of the video, I always review what you guys are supposed to do before we meet next week. So if anything, just skip to that last part or whatever. Okay, so let's start. Kahele, how are you?
I'm okay.
Awesome. So what was your favorite part of this essay?
I don't know, maybe the ending.
Okay, point at something, please.
Wait, what page did we end it on?
180. Let's come back to you. Who would like to go? Caleb?
My favorite part of the story was when they first got together and the dude was talking about like how they're gonna, on like page 61, they're gonna build and sail to Tafiti and go home to their ancestors.
Okay. What was his name? Do you remember? What's the dude's name?
Naluya or Kane.
So his name is Herb Kane.
Kane, yeah, Kane.
Right. Famous artist, visionary of, you know, the Polynesian Voyaging Society and the Hokulea. So he basically dreamed this whole thing up. And then that's why like a few years ago, they completed the worldwide voyage. And now the entire world knows that Hawaiians can navigate through celestial navigation. And they're not just all about tourists and hula dancing and all that stuff. That, you know, the Lahui is a little bit more complex than that. Probably not something that is for sale, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm doing is I'm checking to see, like, let's be able to talk about things in class. Okay, let's be able to point something out like, yeah, on page blah, blah, blah. This is what I highlighted. And this is the reason why I highlighted. I found it very interesting. Okay, so let's go on to Hayden.
Yes.
Go ahead and pick something that was your favorite part.
Well, I had a lot of favorite parts, but I think I'm just gonna talk about how I like the writing as a whole. Like, it was a really I liked how he wrote it, and it was really enjoyable to read.
Okay, can you point out something specific that was enjoyable to read? Because there's parts that will make you feel super proud. There's parts that will make you like want to catch on fire and be angry about certain.
Well, I liked the most emotional part. I think was or that I like to read was when the first time or the second time actually, where they kind of rushed the voyage and they weren't really ready. So then it flipped over and people died. What's his name? Eddie Aikau died.
Right.
And Nainoa Thompson got really guilty about it because it was kind of, he felt it was his fault that he let his community down, and you know, he let one of his friends die. But I just like the writing itself. I liked how he wrote it, and the quotes, some of the quotes that I highlighted in here, like even the first sentence, it said every journey begins with a dream, a vision that can untie others. When people come together around a set of shared values, they can achieve extraordinary things.
Yeah. And we kind of talked about that in our other class, like what that's like when you meet somebody who doesn't share the same dream or the same vision. Yeah, I mean, it's okay to have different dreams, but as a whole, right? Like, what are we here for, right? And that's something that we got to figure out. It's not something anyone can tell anyone what to believe, okay? So I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you what to believe. Yeah, let's talk about that moment when Myron Thompson finds his son in the yard. What was that moment like, Alicia?
I don't know, like, I didn't really focus on that part, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, I was more zoned in on a different part of the story.
Oh, which part?
Can I talk about it?
No. On
Yep.
page 169,
Okay.
I know his father was in the hospital and he couldn't see for 2 years. And he was talking about how he could think about his future, his life, and what he could do for others and what he cared about.
Yeah, what stood out to you about his father's story?
I don't know. It was just how much knowledge he had as a person and how much he could share with his son.
Okay. Seemed like an ideal father, you know. Okay. All right, going back to Hayden, what did you want to add?
Oh well, I actually wrote about this part in the response about resilience, because when his father came and found him, that was kind of like the turning point for him, where he started to come back and he met with his leadership group, because his father talked to him, and he talked about his father as someone who was very, you know, I don't even know the word, like influential in his life. He's powerful to him because he's a really good person, and he, you know, did a lot of things in his life. And yeah, that was like the part where he went from being all sad and guilty from that and thinking, oh, my community needs me right now, so I can go on and do this. And you know, yeah.
Right. So a couple of things come to mind from you know, his dad kind of picking him up, right? First, if it wasn't for his dad, what would have happened, right? Who knows, right? And then the other thing was like, okay, this is how you're gonna do it, right? And one of the things is that everybody needs to know the vision, right? That he had to have the vision. You know, another part was that his vision had to be simple, right? Everybody had to buy into this vision, and his vision had to be simple. Okay. What I would like you to do is, I don't know, maybe on the first page of the essay, on page 157, go ahead and write the question down. What is my vision? Meaning, what is your vision? Yeah. So again, it has to be clear. It has to be simple, right? Because everything else will fall into place, right? What do you envision your future to be like? Nobody ever says like, you know, when I grow up, I want to live in the best looking cardboard box ever, you know. people have dreams, right? People have these beautiful visions of what they want their life to look like. And what happens when you don't get there quite yet, right? So that's where the resilience comes into play, like how Hayden was mentioning, okay? And then you need a mentor. You need somebody who you can depend on to bring you back, yeah, from the depths of despair. Yeah, like how Alicia was mentioning, right? The dad just waking him up, right? Okay, all right. Let's go at Kala. What about you? What was your favorite part?
That kind of was my favorite part, and I talked about that in my response thing. It was when his dad met with the rest of the crew after they were having mixed emotions about the church because Eddie Aikau disappeared. So they're all kind of like mixed up, and the dad really brought them together. Yeah, I like when he said that. What did he say? He said, "It's not about you" or something like that. Like, there's a bigger picture than just like how you guys feel. Kind of like it's more of like like for your people, like for the culture. Like, yeah.
Right. And that's vision, right? That's what is your vision, right? I'm doing things why? And it can't be for yourself. That's too easy, right? That's your day in and day out, right? But overall, why do you do the things that you do, right? It's the same thing with like when I first was hired to work at Kamehameha Schools. I had when you like go through the interviewing process, it was like 4 years ago. You meet with like Kumulehua and then Mrs. Kahealani, right? Naiole Wong. And they ask the question like, why do you want to work at Kamehameha Schools, right? So they're asking what is like basically my vision, what is my purpose of being here, right? And so that had to be clear. And the answer I gave, like, you gotta know why you're wanting to do something, right? The why is important, but then also the how, right? And so the why I wanted to go to Kamehameha Schools was to help the Lahui, right? And then the how was going to be the best teacher that I could possibly be, right? So for you guys, how are you going to contribute to the Lahui, right? Hayden, you probably have to like restart your computer, okay? And then come back in if your audio doesn't work. Or you might, I think you had AirPods on, correct? You gotta go into your settings and like switch it over. Something like that, okay? Unless you didn't update your computer. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to Kahele. What about you?
I like the part,
What page are you on?
I don't know what page it's on. It's the one where Nano was thinking about giving up, and then like one, I forget who it was like, don't give, or like to stop talking about quitting or something.
Okay, so the next time we have a class discussion to kind of open up things, yeah, I'm expecting you guys to be like makau about, okay, this is what I'm gonna talk about because, you know, this is the important part of this. So let's just do a for example here. So I'm hoping you guys read all the way to the end of this essay. This was a really long essay to read, okay? My 10th graders had a different essay to read and it wasn't as long, but it was a little bit more complex. It's written kind of more like a narrative, yeah? We go on the journey with Nainoa Thompson. Okay, so let's go to page 175. You guys have a highlighter? All right. First real paragraph to summarize. It's been 32 years and we've been growing and voyaging. We sailed Hokulea over 125,000 miles now. There's not just Hokulea. There are 17 or 18 deep sea voyaging canoes. Before Hokulea, there was 0. Highlight that. Right? So Hokulea was basically Va'akaulua 0. What is 0 in Hawaii? You guys know? Ole? Ohe? I don't know.
Ole.
Ole! Thank you. Right? Hokulea was ole. Never have them. Right? Maybe one day you'll be that, person 0 to do something amazing. Right? Influence 17 to 18 other things. Right? Going back to the text, there are navigators in Aotearoa. There are navigators in the Cook Islands, in Tahiti, and in Hawaii. And we are all children of Micronesia. There's been this enormous sense of growth, right? So in all aspects, right? There's been growth in education, in language, not just voyaging, but the voyaging is the metaphor for the revitalization, right, of your culture, okay? Next paragraph down. Over the last 3 decades, Mao would come to Hawaii to teach, and he'd come to my house. The first night we would talk, and hours later would come a time when we'd go to this place of anger and frustration about what's happening, the trends in Polynesia. Yes, there was growth, but on Satawal, it was going the other way. Mao kept saying, we have less and less canoes. Our children aren't learning navigation. He'd say, if no more navigators, no more people anymore. Highlight that, yeah. And he was frustrated with the notion of change and the values of heritage and culture not being part of the change. And it was a sad story. We didn't know what to do with it, right? So think about the things that maybe you don't know, right? Think about the things that you do know. What can you do for sure? Like, what is that one thing that you can do for sure? Yeah, let's start with Alicia. What is that one thing you know you can do for sure? It could be something that you do at home or like outside.
I can wash dishes.
Hey, somebody gotta wash them clean. Okay, all right, thank you. Let's go ahead, Hayden. What can you do for sure? Maybe somebody taught you how to do something that you're capable of doing.
I can cut the grass.
Thank you. You gotta make your house look nice. I mean, you don't want to be that, that house on the street that has the overgrown grass, I mean,
Make my yard shiny.
Make them shiny. Right on. Okay, very good. Kahele, what about you? What is that one thing you can do for sure?
I can wash clothes.
Very good. And can you fold them neatly?
No.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. What about Mr. Kala? What can you do well to help out?
Sweep the floor super duper good.
Oh, you can clean.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. That's a winner. That's a winner move. Okay, very good. Caleb, what about you?
Vacuum the house.
Clean the house. And what? If you guys don't clean the house, do you just have to stay home? You cannot go anywhere? Is there like a give and take?
Yeah, if I don't clean the house, I can't go to my friend's house.
Love it. Love it. There was a point in my teaching career, because it's my 20th year, that I'd ask, oh, so what are you guys' chores? And like a number of them, I don't know chores. I'm like, and then the other kids in the class would go, oh, I wish I was you. It's like, No. Yeah. What is that? Chores, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How many of you guys can cook? Right. Alicia, what can you cook?
A number of things, I guess. Steak, spaghetti, stew.
Right
I don't
on.
know.
Can anybody flip an over easy egg?
I
Scramble.
got.
Oh, right on. Okay. Cool. Wash rice.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we like to eat rice. Right. So anyway, what I'm asking is about your training, right? So like this is the weird part about distance learning is like, yeah, you have to go to school, but also you have this time now because you don't have to get ready, you don't have to go anywhere, right? You're basically stuck at home. So what is it that you're learning other than schoolwork, right? So like last year, one of my students said, Kumu, my dad's making me learn how to prepare a pig. I was like, oh, right on, so that he can smoke the pig, make lao lao. And I was like, oh my goodness, like from start to finish. Yeah. Kala, can you do that? Just eat. Yeah. Right. Another kid was learning how to fish with his papa. Right. What else are we doing? Or are we just Netflixing the heck out of Netflix? Right.
I watch YouTube.
Oh, okay. Are you YouTubing the heck out of YouTube? Right. Okay. We got to learn how to do something, right? So your YouTube videos that you're watching, are you learning how to do something? Probably not. Like, can anybody drive a standard car? Stick shift. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm just wondering. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you guys are kind of practicing how to drive since you guys are gotta practice before you get your license and stuff. But all right, next paragraph, going back to page 175. In year 2000, Mao came to my house. We sat down, and Mao went back to the same path of frustration and anger on Sakawal. Then he finally said, Nainoa, it's too late. I'm too old. My children have too much to learn. No more time. And all great navigators know the way out. Mao said, but it's okay. In Hawaii, I put the seed in the ground, and when my people want to learn, they have a place to go. Us guys looked at that and said, we will do what we can to give back to that extraordinary land. In my opinion, Micronesia has the greatest sailors, the greatest navigators ever. But we do what we can, and we didn't know what to do. Mao was saying he wasn't going to be there when they want to learn. So we said, okay, we will be there, and time would go by. Okay, so what happens if you guys don't carry on the traditions or the things that your family's known for, right? So what are your families known for, right? My family is known for, like, my dad's a really good cook. So like anytime there's like family parties, he's usually the one that is like behind the counter cooking for like big parties. Okay, so I don't know. Who wants to go first? What are your families known for? Like, are you guys like hunters? Are you guys builders? Any of your families can like make rock wall? What? Caleb, what about you? Fishing, what? Fixing car.
Both my parents are both in like psychology,
Oh,
like human services.
okay. So they're known to help people with mental issues or like with mental health issues, things like that.
Yeah.
What about like go further back, like your grandparents? What were they known for? Like, were they known for like farming? Were they known for being business people? What?
My papa's really good at fishing.
Oh, okay. Can you go learn from him?
Yeah, I go fishing with him sometimes, like weekends.
That's awesome. I mean, just the fact, that you go with him, talk story with him, learn how to tie and set up your rig, right? That's cool. Why? Because one day maybe you're going to pass that on, right? All his secrets, especially the where to go, right? You're not supposed to say. Yeah. Okay. What about you, Mr. Kala?
My family isn't really known for anything, but
Volleyball.
yeah, like all my parents and my siblings used to paddle.
Oh, yeah.
They used to like enter that kind like the Liliu and stuff.
Yeah.
So
What, the Molokai channel too?
I think my dad did that once.
So you guys are like a waterman family, like a Va'a family.
Yeah.
Could be.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know, like, Kamadas, he loved paddling. He wish he could have paddled more than play volleyball. Yeah. Cool. Okay, Kyla, what about you? What about your family?
Everyone in my family kind of does different.
What?
Everyone in my family just like does their own thing. They all do like different stuff.
Ah, okay. So this, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of asking, like, so does your, like, what is something that you probably could learn from, like, the older people in your family? Like, are they known to be able to cook really well? Are they known to build? I don't know. Not really. Okay. All right, Alicia, what about you?
My dad is like the family mechanic kind of thing.
Oh, right on.
So like, yeah, he fixes like cars for friends and family.
And are you next to him checking it out or what?
No, that's my brother. My brother does that, not me.
Okay. And what are you currently like learning how to do then?
I don't know. I'm kind of busy with schoolwork right now. So.
Right. Okay. And then last but certainly not least, Mr. Hayden, what about you?
My dad is a musician, and a lot of people know him in the community.
Who is your dad?
Adam K.
Oh, what band?
Yes. I don't even know, but I know he plays music.
Okay.
He just plays bass for people.
Oh, right on. Cool. So he must know a lot of people. Cool. Very cool. Do you play music?
Oh no, I'm like the only non-musical person in my family.
Can
Like,
you sing?
everybody sings, and
Oh.
I tried to join band last year, but didn't work out so good. So
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Like my family's known for like sports. But my niece doesn't like sports at all. She wants to go to like ballet and hula, and we're like, okay, we can support you. Like we have no idea what we're doing. Kind of interesting. All right. You know what? I'm hoping that you guys read all of this. Okay. Because if you didn't finish it though, you gotta finish it because there is a response question for this week that ties in this, right? Eho Imal and the Glass Castle. Okay, so you gotta finish it. Okay, I'm looking for you guys to refer to pages, I don't know. I'm hoping from like 166 and above. Like, I don't want you to even mention the beginning, okay? Because there's other things that are important in this essay. All right, let's move on. I want everybody to get into Canvas. Okay. Eesh. Some of us need to go back and finish some things, okay? So this is me kind of, I don't know if it's being soft or what, but I mean, you guys gotta make sure that you do your work, okay? So today's the last day. You're gonna have to finish whatever it is that you were working on, okay? So let's look, where am I? Can you see my canvas? Tanya, kind of, is, let me see this. I'm gonna go back. Hang on, it doesn't work. Oh, get that there. Okay, dashboard, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so if you go into your modules, okay, what I did was I went to give you points for your discussion participation. Okay, so when I scroll down, thank you, Alicia, for being like one of the very first to do your work. Very good. Okay, and if I don't see your name, that means you don't have points at this point for your discussion. So after we get off today, I need you guys to finish this. Can? There's a couple of you in this classroom that didn't finish your work. Okay, so let's make sure. Look at Hayden. Hayden. Okay, I want to point out some things. Okay, Hayden, I'm going to use you. Okay. Is that okay? Yeah. Not like you had a choice, just joking. All right, so just real fast, when you mention the essay, so Hayden does a good job of adding quotation marks to the title, right? So this is like back with Mr. Petner's kind of English class, right? Got to make sure that you add the quotation marks around the title of an essay, right? It's not a whole piece of literature. It's just a little like essay versus like if you were to reference the book this came from, that would have been italicized. So you did a good job on that. Next, as you reference something from a specific page, okay? It's okay to use the parenthetical notations, just take out the PG. Okay, just put the number in there. No PG. Can? Okay. When you start adding like PG or like the other format, you might be looking at APA style. Okay, so if you guys are thinking about using APA for your biology class, because I know Kumu Echeverria and Kumu Glennon will be talking about APA format. Okay, so there's a little bit of a difference between APA and MLA format. Can you give me a thumbs up, like, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, thanks. So for APA, you don't need the page number, just the number, okay? And then you do a good job putting the period at the end. Okay, there's a couple, I don't know what you wanna call it, some entries that they went kind of crazy with the periods, like they put a period at the end over here of the quotation, and then they put another period at the end after the parenthetical notation. That's not what we want. Okay, we want that period at the very end of the sentence, which would be after the parenthetical notation. Can you guys remember that? Kind of just reviewing because I feel like you should know this already. Yes, nod. Thank you. Okay. All right. Other than that, if I don't see your name, that means you didn't receive any points. Okay, so I need you to finish this today. Can? Okay, Caleb, I don't think I see your name there. Okay, and then Kahela, you two, you got to go back and do this part.
I thought I did it.
Huh? Well, I don't see your name.
Oh, Could be like a, I don't know. Let me check it.
Maybe I have to look in a different, well, because Alicia is here. Did you submit? Or did you press save or something?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Can we go to the next thing that we were supposed to do? And that was the response. Yeah, I don't see your name. It's so weird. Okay, so this is the next thing, right? The response. And this is the after reading Eho Imal by Nainoa Thompson and having a class discussion, which was on the discussion board, right? You're going to analyze Thompson's perspective of having been resilient. From the essay, what are two lessons you learned about resilience, right? So some kids didn't know how to submit their response to this. So everybody good on this, because there were a number of you guys that didn't do it. Okay, so you have to click on, do you see the top right-hand corner there? On your version, you should see the submit assignment, top right-hand. You gotta click on that. Did you know that? Yeah, and then you type in the text box. So can you do this today? Because I was waiting for you guys' responses and I don't know. Okay, so those are the two assignments that is in your for your grades right now. I'm going to be uploading grades on Friday, so make sure you do it tonight because I need time to grade it. Okay. Did anybody want to say something? Okay, because after this, I'm not going to take any late work. Okay, we just going to move on. Handles, yeah? Okay, so the next thing, right, we're going to do is we're going to be transitioning to the glass castle. Before I do that, can you guys go to the home page? Okay, go to the home page. Right here, you see where it says playlist for distance learning classes, the DL classes right here at the top. So when you click on that, what you have is the playlist for all the Zoom meetings, okay? And you just find your class and you can go back. Okay, so real easy, okay? You can go back. We go back to home. Okay, then we go to the bottom. Let's go to home. What I did was, so you don't have to look, I put the Zoom links on the bottom. Okay, so real easy, you can just click on it and then type in the password. The one thing I don't want you to do is like go visit other classrooms while we're in class, okay? Can? Trust you guys. Next, go to the Kokua button. I just want you to click on that, Kokua. Okay, so what we have here is I'm going to just start with these three resources that you're going to be using. The one that I want you to focus on is the Purdue OWL. OWL in meaning not Puel, OWL in meaning online writing lab. Okay, so when I tell you to check out the OWL, the Purdue OWL, this is what this is, right? So I want you guys to scroll down just a little bit, go to MLA style. Everybody go with me, okay? You click on MLA style and go down to MLA formatting and style guide. Go ahead and click on that. Okay. Oh my gosh, we got cooking going. So when you go down, this is all the things you need in order to make sure you do things correctly for like an essay, right? Raise your hand if you know what this stuff is. With Dr., what's his name? Nesson. Okay. Everybody with me though? Yeah? Okay. So what I want you to do is go to MLA sample paper. This might be very helpful for you guys. So when you look at this, what you have is you have an actual sample paper and then the explanation in these blue and green boxes, right? So does this look familiar? You should nod your head, yeah? Like when you write an essay, your name, your first and last name, your teacher's name, your class name, and then the date should be this way. Yeah? Top right-hand corner is your your header, where you have your last name, space, and then insert page number. You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, so I'm just showing you where things are. Okay, I want you guys to go back to the menu bar on the left-hand side and go to formatting quotations. Click on that. Good. Formatting quotations. It's on the left-hand side. So this first part right here where it says short quotations, right? So it's fewer than 4 typed lines, right? That's the rule. More than 4 typed lines, you got to block quote it, and that looks different, right? So this is basically what you're going to be doing in your responses, right? You're going to use most likely this middle one where it says, according to Falke's study, dreams may express profound aspects of personality. And you see how the page number is referenced like that? Okay, so this is supposed to help you with really paying attention to the punctuation of embedding quotes. Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Go ahead, are you good? Okay, I'm showing you where to look for this because as you guys know, this distance learning thing is you guys figuring out where to find the answers, right? So this resources page is for you guys to know. Okay, let's go back to our home page. Oh, let's go to module. Okay, so let's go to the next module. So as you guys know, we're now in module 1.1. Okay, so in the introduction to family, how many of you guys already finished reading pages 1 through 51? Very good, Caleb. Anybody didn't start yet? Okay, that's fine. Okay, but you need to make sure that, I think you're gonna have to catch up because, let me just go through this. Okay, so with the glass castle, we want to talk about family, right? And so we basically know the typical definition of family, right? A group consisting of parents, children that live together in a household, no big deal, right? But there's also other like connotations to what family is, right? One of life's greatest blessings, right? A unit of people that love and support each other through the good times and bad, right? Family, same thing, right? However, when we think of family, right, we think of things like a lot of us. I don't know. Anybody come from a super big family? You do? Yeah. Come from a family of like 7 sisters and 1 brother, like half sisters. What about you? Talk to us.
I have 8 siblings.
Really? And wait, where are you from, Alicia?
I am from Hilo.
Oh, wow. And did they all go to commitment schools?
No. 3 of my older siblings went. 2 of my younger siblings are attending. And the other, I can't do math. I'm kind of stupid.
I can't even remember.
The rest of them, yeah.
All right.
So I have 2 full siblings and the rest are halves.
Right, I'm with you. My only real sibling is my twin, so there's that, right? But then everybody else is like half sisters, and I have a half brother. Okay, so let's go ahead in your notebooks. Go ahead and write down what is your definition of a family, right? And then I don't know. I think 2 or 3 sentences will do. I mean, really, is a family blood related? Do you have a friend that is like considered? Yeah, I met this person for a reason. We have to be related, right? So go ahead. What is your definition? Your personal definition of a family? Okay, so as you guys write out your definition, my last class I had got really real with this. Like the word obligation came up. Right. I hope that we can build like this realness between each other and speak, like, you know, whatever you're thinking, that's your truth, right? Okay. So, Caleb, what's your definition?